Greetings, my lovelies. I know I've been away for quite some time, and as I had posted earlier or late last month, there was a passing in my family, and this video is showing one way that you could deal with grief and tools you can use to do so from a magical aspect. Uh, First, I've been reading off and on this beautiful book, Morbid Magic, uh, Death, Spirituality, and Culture from Around the World. It's by Thomas Prower, and it goes through different types of death rituals that people have done around the world to honor their dearly departed, those who have gone into the ancestor realm. Another thing that I have done to honor my new ancestor um, is I went and got a tarot deck specifically for communication with this person. Uh, I got something that we both have in common, and he is my little brother. And I noticed that between the two of us, we both are the most heavily tattooed between all of my mother's children. And so I got the tattoo tarot that I use when I feel the need to communicate with him. And he visits my house quite often. And so sometimes I don't even need the tarot deck, but it's nice when I need some clarification. I also bought a journal, just a blank journal, that I put keepsakes and write letters when I'm feeling like I need to tell him something. I'll go and I'll write a letter to him expressing my feelings and other things that I feel that I need to just get off my heart and off my mind, having to do with him entering the spirit realm and anything related to that, anything I feel like I need to, like if I have an achievement that I wanted to share with him, I will put that in the journal. It is not a daily journal, it is just a journal for those moments when I need to tell him something. And lastly, another thing, well, not lastly, another thing that I have gotten having to do with going through this grief process is a journal. It's called Reflections of the Heart, a Grief Journal. It is by Vita Kendrick. You can get this on Amazon. On the back, it says, "Grief is the echo of love, resonating through the chambers of our hearts, reminding us that even in loss, love endures." Vita Kendrick, if you guys don't know, is one of my aunts on my mother's side. And she makes the most beautiful journals and coloring books that I've ever seen. I have a few of her books, and I genuinely love using them. But in the beginning of this book, I'm not necessarily going to show you the pages because I have written in them and it's very personal. But there's a disclaimer and an introduction, and then it goes into uh, different grief recovery rituals that you can write down, things that you would like to do specifically to help you go through the grieving process, uh, healthy rituals that you can do, again, having to do with your grieving process. And it's like, it asks you, like, what are my activities to show compassion to myself? That's a healthy ritual. And then you write down what you would do to help show compassion to yourself. There's grief recovery roadblocks section. There's a grief recovery assessment. And then you just tally up all the different things and see where you are on your grief healing journey. Uh, Letting go of grief recovery healthy coping for processing grief, uh, acts to help others so that you can help yourself, 5 grief self care, things you can do, emotional support. And this is where you would write people who support you or you feel supported by and why you feel supported by them, and just different activities like that. Um, and then there is a 10-week journal after that, and there's a weekly planner, and then your daily reflections. And it has different sections in the daily reflections, which is daily highlights, new habits I've incorporated, things I enjoy lately, and so on and so forth. And that's just the rest of the book is just that 10-week journal, and you just marking your way through your grief process. Other things that me and my family have done is if you can get a hold of objects that person that belonged to that person in life, if you want to keep those and make a shrine or make an altar to commemorate that person, uh, you're basically just trying to honor their life, but also respect and honor that they are in a new part of that life cycle, which is becoming an ancestor. So I have things that help me cope with the physical being that they used to be, and I have things to help stay connected in the spiritual. So just these are some things that I have done while I was gone and off of YouTube, uh, to help me in my grieving process. I would not say in any way, shape, or form I am fully healed from that grieving process, but it does help knowing that in my spiritual practice and in my spiritual life, I do accept and understand that the body is not the only aspect of the person, and that they are spiritual beings. We are all spiritual beings. And once you leave the body, you are still a being. And just because the body is gone doesn't mean that the spirit is gone and that you can't communicate. Like I said, I get regular visitations from my brother who has passed. And it has helped me in the grieving process to be able to continue to communicate with him so that, I know he's okay, which helps me to feel okay in moving forward. So thank you for sitting in with me, my lovelies, and y'all have a beautiful day.